All right, folks, welcome to Cruisin. I don't even know what to say about this car, folks. This is the 2021 Mercedes-Benz Maybach 600 GLS. And they decided, you know, they have an SUV, but they decided to put a little Maybach twist on it. And it's not like anything you've seen in a long time. This is when you've made it to the top and you would like to be chauffeured around, because this would be the car that you'd want to do it in. They did everything they could possibly do for you as a very comfortable passenger. But I gotta tell you, the driver isn't gonna be hurting either. I mean, you gotta look really close. This is a two-tone paint job, by the way. Obsidian black metallic over rubellite red with a macchiato mahogany Napa interior. And if that's not a mouthful, I don't know what is. The running board on it, on this car, you know, they do no just normal running board. You got your normal running board up front, but look at the size of the running board in the back for the passenger. Okay, and the other thing that's unique, when you open up the left door, the left running board comes out. The right one's not out. But if you open the right door, the right one goes out. So very intuitive as far as that goes. 550 horse V8, 9-speed automatic. And some of the things that this car does is it has, you know, of course, 360 cameras all the way around, and the camera system is mated to the suspension system. This is an air ride system, and it will look at the road and adjust accordingly. You have a cornering mode that you could put into this to where it'll make sure you go around the turns a lot smoother. There's also, I'll see if we can see it, there's Easter eggs in this car. And if you look real close right there, it says Mercedes. Okay, kind of a cute idea. This is the Maybach emblem, it's been around forever. Roof rack, of course, it is an SUV. You can load it up, put your gear in it. It's got a panoramic sunroof that is off the charts. It has got a Burmeister sound system, and if you know anything about sound systems, you're not going to get much better than Burmeister. The ride of this vehicle is amazing. If you were to accelerate quickly because they don't want to jostle the back passenger, it starts in second gear, not first gear. You can put it into sport, which I've not done yet because it's been more of just kind of a cruiser to me more than anything. This one is a 4-passenger. You can get a 5-passenger. This one does have an onboard cooler, which is kind of nice. You know, if you want to keep your champagne nice and chilled, and that's what this unit here is. It's a true onboard refrigerator, basically what it amounts to. You still get a little bit of your, you know, storage space down below, but that's where your jack would go, and you know, the front tow hooks and what have you. But nothing but luxury all the way around, you know, with the nice, beautiful treatment as far as the leather goes, the hard cover for your to protect all your goodies in the back. It's just an amazing vehicle, you know, if you get to a situation where you can, you know, you can afford it. You've got cooled, heated cups for coffee and sodas or water. Refinements, 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 refinements. The pedals have Maybach on it, if you can believe that, which you don't find that too often. I think we have twin turbos. What do you think, folks? It is it's a bi-turbo 4-liter V8, so that would pretty much tell me we got twin turbos. But you got to remember, this thing weighs a ton, so you know it's not going to be like a Camaro or a Challenger or a Mustang. I mean, it's gonna. But carbon fiber, all kinds of carbon fiber on this. Nothing was left to chance. Now, here's something interesting. Look around, guys and girls. Do you see any dipsticks in yellow? Do you see any of that? No. And you know why? Because you're not going to go under the hood if you own this car. You got people for that. Or you'll just take it straight to the dealer. You do have a place for your washers, and here's how you would jump start it. There's your positive and negative. But other than that, they don't want you fooling with it. They want you to take it back to the Mercedes-Benz dealer, or they'll come out to you. Kind of an interesting concept. I kind of like it. I mean, if I owned a car of this caliber, I doubt very seriously if I'd want to mess with it. LED lighting, of course, which is not uncommon, you know, of this caliber of a car. Solid as a rock. Lots of little Maybach, you know, emblems. And if you don't know anything about Maybach, when Mercedes-Benz started out, it was a combination between Mr. Maybach and Mr. Benz. And Maybach was the actual engineer. You know, he was the guy that loved to work on cars. All right, so that's kind of your exterior. Again, just absolutely beautiful. And the joy is in the drive. That's the true joy. If I was in a financial situation where I could afford one of these, I doubt I'd sit in the back. Because you know me, I like driving. Because of what this vehicle is, it's not a sports car, it's not a hot rod, it's a cruiser. And that's what it does. It literally looks at the road, adjusts the suspension to the road, and that's a challenge here in California. But it does it, and it just gives you a ride. You turn that Burmeister sound system up, turn the seat heaters on, you turn the massagers on, whether you're in the front or back seat, and who cares if there's traffic? And who cares if you're gonna drive for 5 hours, 6 hours? You won't care. This thing's got 500 and something mile range. So it's got a pretty good sized fuel tank. You'd never want to let it get down low, like quarter of a tank, and then fill it. I mean, I couldn't afford it, but you know, the rich folks probably could. But no, the whole thing about this is a luxurious ride, and it'll truly take the stress out of your life if you own something like this and used it for cruising. You know, I mean, it's just an amazing car, and they didn't spare any amount of money on materials. You know, stainless steel, you know, special high-end paints, leather that you don't get anywhere else, 5 different woods that they use, and the wood on this particular vehicle is well thought out. And I mean, look at this. I mean, there's no gaps, there's nothing to that effect. I mean, it's so well done from a quality point of view. Even when you're looking at the speaker grills, look at these speaker grills. You know how much time and effort went into that speaker grill? You know, that's not something that you just do every day. And that's the typical Mercedes-Benz seat adjuster. You could do your headrest, your back, your bottom cushion, and then of course you've got, I'm pretty sure that's the lumbar one. See how we'll actually show that. In fact, we can do that right now if you want. Because if you do the bottom one, see that's just your normal seat, which is pretty easy. And then if you're a long-legged person, or if you want to get a little bit more comfort, you can do that as far as the thigh goes. You can also adjust your headrests. You know, if you like your headrest, you know, maybe you are a taller torso person, or you're a smaller, you know, torso person, whatever you can do. And you could do this on all 4 seats, not just the driver's seat. I will say one thing that's kind of made me chuckle. The center console, grab handles. I mean, how fast are you going into a turn that you need a grab handle? But they did it. The steering wheel, of course, telescopes up, down, in, out. And of course, it's heated as well. They did put paddle shifters on there, which that kind of makes no sense to me on this type of an automobile, but you know, it is what it is. You know, they still do that. This one I think has more creature comforts than the others, even though they all have everything you'd ever want in a luxury car. And it's kind of a competition between all of them to see who could do the best. I personally like this one. I had not been in a Maybach. Well, this is our first. I think this is our first attempt at an SUV, and I think they've done an excellent job with it. So that is your 2021 Mercedes-Benz Maybach 600 GLS, right here on Cruisin, where you never know what you're going to see. And while you're looking at the video, don't forget, hit subscribe, hit like, Hey, and if you think this is a pretty good segment, tell some of your friends. And if you think you can afford one of these, call me. I'll make sure I take you for a ride, because that's all it would really take. And I'll see you down the road.